Okay, I want to go over the quiz with you to help you for your test. And so this is the stuff that you're supposed to do without a calculator. And so this is where it's all about. Inverse sine is supposed to be between negative pi halves and pi halves are the restriction. And so negative 5 pi halves, think about that this is negative pi halves. And if you changed it to twelfths, that would be negative 6 5 twelfths. Nolan, you guys stop. So negative 5 pi twelfths would be in that restricted range. And so that's why the answer to this one is just negative 5 pi twelfths. So if it's in the restricted range, Nolan, you have to quit running. Then that would be the answer. But number 2 is different because the restriction for cosine is 0 to pi. And negative 9 pi eighths, the first thing that I did is I added 2 pi. And then as a common denominator, I multiplied by 8 on the top and the bottom. So that became 16 pi eighths. And so I made that 7 pi eighths. And 7 pi eighths is between 0 and pi. And so that's why that is the right answer. And so you have to know the restrictions. You have to be able to think about where is it located and also like be able to get those common denominators. Number 3, the rest of them were just kind of drawing triangles, but again, just making sure you're in the right quadrant. So number 3, this part first, because it's inverse tangent and it's negative, I know I'm in quadrant 4 because inverse tangent is negative pi halves to pi halves. And tangent is y over x, and so that made my y negative 15 and my x 8. And I did Pythagorean theorem to get 17. This was supposed to be, I don't even know. I think you had a calculator, so you should be able to use your calculator to get that that's 17. I think it's square root of 289 maybe. I don't know. Anyway, drawing the triangle first, and then I just do secant, and secant is r over x, and so r would be 17 over x, which is 8. Number 4, again, same idea. Inverse sine is negative pi halves to pi halves. So I drew my triangle, and sine is y over r. And I did Pythagorean theorem to get the square root of 95, which I just left like this because I didn't think there was anything in it. But then someone else pointed out to me that I think it does simplify. Is that true? That doesn't seem right. Anyway, I don't know. That's the answer that I left. And I did that because it's tangent, and tangent is y over x. And then my last one here, inverse cosine is between 0 and pi. And so when cosine's negative, I know it has to be in quadrant 2. Cosine is x over r, and so that's negative 10 over 13. Pythagorean theorem, I got the square root of 69. And then cosecant is r over y. And so that was my answer. So this should help you. This should help you on the no calculator part. Okay.